A panel discussion on online safety has sparked strong debate after a participant raised a point on whether freedom of expression should be equally applied to all men, women, and minority groups alike. Trans Affirmative Action Guilt Representative Eronindina argues that privilege often blinds some to the lived realities of others. Fiji Women's Crisis Center representative Stephanie Dunn highlighted that while laws may appear neutral on paper, they often fail to protect those most vulnerable to violence and discrimination. Choeli Rangoniliwa has more.
During a panel discussion on cybercrime and online safety in Fiji and the Pacific, concerns were raised about how societal inequalities and online risks affect marginalized communities differently. The discussion highlighted questions around fairness, accountability, and protection in digital spaces. Trans and LGBTIQ advocate Eronindina says privilege often prevents people from understanding the daily struggles faced by marginalized groups, emphasizing the need for greater awareness and inclusive protections.
But in your privilege, sir, are you able to recognize that some of us aren't even allowed by some people, in their opinion, to be alive? That's the huge imbalance I'm trying to address. I want to meet you where you are. I want to be exactly where you are. When you walk out, step up and walk out of this office or this conference room, you don't have to think about who's going to throw a stone at you. I have to think about that every time.
FWCC Rep Stephanie Dunn stresses how women and marginalized communities often lack a voice, and she warns that silence allows injustice to persist.
The family should be the center of any development or policy development or informed policy development. The reality is, what kind of family? We're working on the fact that heterosexual families is the only existence one. We have a lot of single mothers. What do we do with them? A lot of them have said that they don't have a space on the table because one, they're not male. Two, they need to have someone that's from males to speak on their behalf. And the other thing is, what about the reality for a lot of women is they don't have the space to speak. They don't have the ability because society tells them that they're not supposed to speak. They're not supposed to be here.
Dunn emphasizes that their fight is not about dominance, but about being treated fairly across all spaces of society.
We're not saying that men, who a lot of them have had multiple affairs, we're not dragging them in the limelight, but we're dragging our female counterparts. Why? Because we're saying that as a female in leadership position, the caliber that you are at, that we scrutinize you, is very different from the way that we scrutinize your male counterparts. So please, if there is a misconception, note this. When one of us is speaking, we're not saying that our rights need to supersede yours. What we are saying is, please, from the spaces we're working at, we want the people that we represent to have the same opportunities that you are having.
The discussion underscored a growing demand for justice systems and policies that not only recognize equality in law, but also address the real-life barriers that silence victims and exclude vulnerable communities. Choeli Rangoniliwa, Fiji One News.